Sports Rewind Digital. I'm joined with Davo tonight. We've got baseball, the MLB action, bit of cricket, and whatever else we chat about. Davo, how you going, mate?
I'm good, mate. After a week off, nice and relaxed. How's yourself?
Good, mate. I wouldn't say relaxed, but I'm good. Getting the house ready for sale, so that's been pretty hectic. But not much sport, mate. But yeah, there's been plenty of sport on the TV, that's for sure. About you, cricket,
Yeah.
mate? Cricket's back in action.
Oh yeah. So gone are our weeks. So yeah. Um, kids, wife, and myself. We're all into our cricket. And as usual, the kids are showing us how, but that's nothing new.
Yeah. So I see the daughter, Ella's taking 1,000,000 wickets again, mate.
Yeah, she did well. While she was away with the Central Coast Under-15s team, she took a fifer in a match. Very nearly a hat trick on the first three balls of the whole match. And then sort of comes back home, has a game in first grade on Saturday, and lazy 4 for 12 off 4 overs. So killing it.
Unreal, mate. Unreal.
And
And how about you?
turns 13 in 2 weeks.
Playing first grade. Killing it.
Yeah,
How about you? Do you get any runs on the weekend, mate?
didn't get a bat. We bowled first. We rolled them for 98.
Yep.
Got to roll the arm over for 4 overs. Went 1 for 4, and then pretty much our openers got the runs. One
Yep.
because you retire at 50. So one of our openers retired at 50. The other guy went in with 5 runs to get, and we were done and dusted by drinks. So it was onto the early drinks for us.
Early pub. That's what you want.
Pretty
Good
much.
times. Good times. All right, mate. Well, we might kick straight off into the tidbits, and we'll talk some MLB.
Yeah.
Obviously, the postseason's in full swing, and plenty to talk about. Texas and Phillies have been dominating. Well, until today. But yeah, it's been some pretty good baseball, and we'll talk about all that in a little bit more. But let's jump into these. I think you're going to be up first with some tidbits.
Yes. So first tidbit, I came across this the other day and thought it was quite good that Chipper Jones is the only hitter born in the last 125 years to hit 300 from both sides of the plate. So that's a pretty fair effort. Normally, switch hitters always have a stronger side than the other, but Chipper Jones hit 300 on both sides.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Just
You
goes
were
to the
talking
legend
about
that
it
is
the
Larry.
other day. Was more powerful from one side, but yeah, to hit 300 from both sides of the plate's pretty impressive.
Yeah, average. Oh, from one side of the plate is pretty good, let alone switch hitting and doing from both sides.
Absolutely, he's a bit of a
So
machine.
good old Chipper.
Yeah. Tidbit number 2, mate.
Speaking of machines, Cy Young. So we all know how good Cy Young started 815 games in his career and pitched a complete game in 749 of those games. So you look at starters these days going 5 or 6. Cy Young, 815 games started, 749 complete games.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
absolute freak. Hey, we talk about starters
No wonder
today,
they
and
named an award after him.
absolutely. Scherzer today. It was 36 days since his last start. They were talking about different things with that, and they were going to put him on a pitch restriction of about 75. It's not heard of in those days, was it? So
No.
yeah. Anyway,
No, give us the ball.
didn't
I'm
work.
going 9.
Yep, that's it. Bob Gibson style. Oh, this one for me, mate. A bit of F1 and the old Aussie Oscar Piastri. He only needs 27 points in in order to break Lewis Hamilton's 2007 rookie point record. So he's on target for that, which is pretty awesome feat, and the Aussie's doing quite well. So let's hope he can break that and continue on in, I guess, the footsteps of Lewis Hamilton, because what an absolute freak he's been.
That's right. It's not bad footsteps to follow, is it? So it shows how good he's going, that he's that close to someone like Hamilton.
Yeah. And some good news as well. Daniel Ricciardo's getting a drive. I think it's this weekend in the USA Formula One. So he's back in a Red Bull. So that'll be good to see.
Cool. Yeah, was it his hand or his wrist or something that he busted?
Yeah, I think it was his top of his hand. But yeah, he's obviously back in the driver's seat this weekend.
Good to see.
The next one I got, mate, is a bit of Formula One action too. Got a few sports stars jumping in and investing in the Alpine F1 team. So Patrick Mahomes obviously jumped in with the Kansas City Royals. I think it was 2020, was it? Something like that. And but these six have gone in and invested in the Alpine F1 team. So Patrick Mahomes, Rory McIlroy, Anthony Joshua, Travis Kelce, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Juan Mata. So they've all jumped in and bought a piece of the Alpine F1 team, which
nice.
A bit of up and comers usually. So be interesting to see how they go and what happens there and what their involvement is. I'd like to see them at the track and getting amongst it on the paddock, but time will tell, I guess, with that one.
Yeah, off season, boys are on the drink during the F1 up in the owners box. So, why not? They've got the money. It's going to good, or not a good cause, but a different way to invest your money. So
absolutely,
good on them.
Hey, do you follow the Kelsey brothers, their podcast, or
have
you seen any of it?
Yeah, they're a classic, those two.
Yeah,
so
I watched a couple episodes last night and sort of shorts while I was on night shift, and some of the stuff they get up to and some of their stories, next level.
Yeah, and especially when they drag Jace's wife into it, she doesn't want to be a part of it, and normally drag her in. But yeah, the stories of how they both got banned from preschool, sort of thing, and just rough and tumble brothers, and so down to earth.
Yeah,
considering like the superstars they are, it's a good watch.
It is a good watch. I had a good giggle of that preschool one last night where he stick a fork in a
spork,
spork, sorry, another kid's head in the middle of his forehead. But yeah, that'll probably get you banned in most preschools.
And then Travis, like the dad defended that, said, "Well, what are you doing giving him a spork?" But then Travis threw a chair, and Travis just gone, "Well, there's no defending that. Dad didn't have a chance."
Absolutely. Oh, classic. I can just imagine going up to the school and your kid's throwing a chair at the teacher or whatever it might be. But baseball's
common occurrence these days.
probably. Baseball's in full swing with the MLB, and also the Toronto Tigers, mate. This weekend is the 75th anniversary dinner and the presentation. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, I'm pretty sure you're probably out of luck. But hit up Ninja or BJ if you do want to grab a ticket still. I'm not 100% sure if there's anything left there with those. So, you heading up, mate?
No, unfortunately, I'll be missing it. I'm driving to the Gold Coast about 6 o'clock on the Sunday morning. So, I thought about it. I thought about driving up and not drinking, but we don't want to do that. But I just thought it'd be too much. Like by the time the Prezzo ends, get back home, and then to be up and on the road first thing on a Sunday for a eight and a half hour drive. So disappointing at the timing of it, but should be a good night for everyone.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I'm a bit devastated I can't be there. Kids have got dancing nationals in Sydney, so I'll be there for that. But yeah, it should be good to see some of the awards, and I'm not sure if they're doing a 75th year team or whatever it might be. I know they did one at the 60th year.
Yep.
That was pretty cool to see. But
I'm sure BJ will fill us in next week with all the events that went on.
yeah, sure he will. Hey, the ABL is they're starting to pump out a bit of info, and there's a few trial games getting posted as well, which is good to see. Some free entry into Blue Sox, and Blue Sox are playing Cavs, and Adelaide was playing someone else, maybe Melbourne, I think. Good to see a few trial games out and about there. But this one, I know you commented on this one too, Davo, and the Gosford Pirates are getting amongst it. But if
Yep.
you've got a local sports club or sports team that wants to get involved at the Blue Sox, you might want to jump on Funky Phil's social media and get in quick, because I think he's shutting it off tomorrow. So,
And it's well worth it. The other year, Pirates, we got to do it for a night, and the kids love it. You're on the field. You're on the field for the national anthem. You're staying with the players. Funky Phil brings you down. Your on-field activities, and then just get to sort of meet the players afterwards, get autographs, and the kids. You just couldn't get the smiles off the kids' faces. It's so well done, and it's good to see it's back. Good to see Funky Phil's back with the Sox, and they're setting up for a big season.
yeah, they are, mate. It is great to see. I know Funky Phil very passionate about it, getting kids involved in the sport and help to grow the sport. But the Blue Sox got a few new signings, and Timmy Atherton coming down from Brisbane. A few things going on there in that last sort of year with him, but really looking forward to seeing him progress with the Blue Sox and them have a good red hot crack at winning the championship again,
Yeah,
and being competitive. So
yeah, setting up a pretty good rotation. So um, that'll be good to see that do well. And Jake Burns has come back from the States, so he's signed as well.
yeah,
So putting together a pretty good roster.
yeah, it'd be good. Sure to get down to a few games this year and check it out. And if you haven't got tickets yet, you can get that Flex 5 for bugger all.
Yeah,
So think about
and
jumping on and taking someone new to baseball, someone that, may not have seen baseball before, take them down, a few beers and a feed, and watch some baseball.
And well done to our friend of the show, Mickey Campbell. Cambo's re-signed with the Cavs, so he's going around for another season. So good to see him get picked up again and
Yeah.
still going strong.
Yeah. I know he mentioned sort of last year, maybe his last year in and have a good run. So hopefully they can get to the championship series and have a win, mate. I'd love to see him in there, and I know Wardy is pretty passionate about it, so it should be good.
Yeah, it starts in a couple of weeks, I think, doesn't it? The ABL.
Yep. Trial game, I think, is the 9th. Oh, don't quote me on that. 9th of November, I think, and then it'll start the weekend after, I think. So,
yep,
should be good. Should be good. Hey, the postseason's in full swing. Let's bring this up, mate, and talk about this. Minnesota 2-0 over the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were horrible. Anything else to add other than that, mate?
No, they were horrible. They came in pretty hot, but they just went cold, and Twins just played solid baseball. It wasn't outstanding, but just did enough to win.
Yep. And the Texas Rangers, mate, they were hot.
Yep.
Smashed Tampa Bay 2-0. They also smashed Baltimore 3-0, which was pretty disappointing. Maybe that's why Randall isn't here tonight. He's still he might be in Mexico with the team. And,
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but we move up to Houston and Minnesota. That was a pretty decent series. 3-1, the Houston Astros advance. Yeah, I was really hoping the Twins would do a little bit more against the Astros, but not to be. Did you catch much of that series, mate?
No, I saw a little bit of it. But the thing I love is from the American League, two old school managers.
Yeah,
Like with Dusty Baker and Bruce Bochy. You can carry on all you want about analytics and all this sort of stuff, but give us the old heads. And
yeah,
I think it was Dusty Baker came out and said that um, he fears Bochy in a way because he prefers the younger managers because you can predict the analytics and what they're going to do and how they're going to play. But Texas, with an old school manager, he said it's a lot harder to manage against. So
yeah.
it's good to see.
It is good to see. Uh, what are they, 26 years? They're both in their 26 year of managing. And there was I think it was in today's game, they showed a bit of a snippet back from when they were both playing. And it was a pretty cool sort of thing. And they're, up against each other in this series. So we'll talk about Texas and Houston in a second, but we'll go over to the National League here. The Phillies absolutely pumped the Marlins 2-0. We did talk about the Phillies coming in hot, knowing how to win, and they've done it for the last few years. They've been the bats have been hot as well,
Yeah.
but also their pitching. So the Marlins gone, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't too much of a surprise, that one. I would have thought the Brewers may have put up a little bit more fight against Arizona, but losing Woodruff at the start of that, and a bit like Toronto, they just went cold at the wrong time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. D-backs, mate, 2-0 up over the Brewers and moved through quite comfortably and then smashed LA Dodgers. Dodgers have, what was the stat, mate? Won
Two
100 and, what's the,
211 games. I think they've won 211 games in the last 2 years and only one playoff game.
yeah, I'm trying to find the image. Okay, I can't find it. I took it
Yeah.
out, but yeah. Have you followed a bit of MLB on facts on Instagram and the the Cancun series between the Braves and the Dodgers?
Yep.
See if I can find it. It's classic.
And
If you haven't seen
Rob
it, check it out.
Rob Mansfield has brought out a new policy that the Braves won't play the Phillies in the playoffs again.
Yeah, yeah. There's been plenty of good humor on there about them. That's for sure. So the Braves and the Phillies. I thought this was going to be a pretty bumper series, but it
Mm.
had to be a bit of a fizzer. Phillies gone through quite comfortably 3-1.
Yeah,
Their
their
bats
bats
just red
stayed
hot.
hot.
Yeah,
And the pitching really, like you think Atlanta's offense when they had 20 or 30 plus home run hitters in their lineup, and from to go so cold, and like the Dodgers, I think Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts had 2 hits between them for the whole series,
yeah,
and you keep bats off, you're going to do well. And I don't think Arizona gets enough credit. They say about Texas how they were 7-0 in the playoffs. Diamondbacks were 5-0 coming into the Phillies. So, mate, they've done well as well
they
with
have.
with no fanfare.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're on to our American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series. Texas come out and I think it was 2-0 in game one when it was a really good, pitcher's duel type of game. And then was it 10-0? What was the score game two? It was something like that. It was they
Also
pumped it.
blowout.
In game three today, it was a good game in Houston. Took that one and so it's now 2-1 to Texas there at the Rangers home field for game four. Is that tomorrow or is that
Yep.
the
No,
following day?
both games are on tomorrow.
Yeah. So that'll be another good one. today's game, mate. I don't know if you caught much of it, but
Caught a bit of
Javier
it
was
in the middle, and yeah, Javier started well, and like we were chatting earlier, like he has done. I don't
yeah
think he'd given up a run in the postseason until those 2 runs.
yeah
So it's a fair
one
effort.
1.6 ERA for the postseason over I
Yep.
think four starts, and that was pretty good. I did enjoy Montgomery pitching. I think it was game 2. Um, Texas just had the ball on the string, change
Game
piece,
one.
and
Yeah, game
game
one
one was
against
it?
Verlander. Yeah. Alvarez struck out 3 times against him and made him look
Yeah,
stupid.
that was a really good pitcher's outing, and he did really well. Really enjoyed that. Even though Texas got up in that game, it was a really good game to watch. Same as today's game, I thought was a really good game to watch. Yeah, Scherzer, 36 days since his last start, is what they
Yeah.
said today. So
Just
it's a long
rust.
time.
That's it. And as a pitcher, you have a feel for it. And if you haven't pitched for a while, it does take a little while to hit those spots and get that feel back.
Yeah,
So he'll be better for it as long as he's come through sort of unscathed health wise. Um, he should be a lot better for
yeah,
game 6 or 7 if it gets there.
yeah. No, he definitely will be. They were talking about his velo was up and had plenty of movement. The ball was lively, so that's a pretty good sign that he's doing all right. And the Phillies are up, mate, 2-0 over the D-backs, and I didn't catch much of game 1, but game 2 was 10-0, was it,
Yeah,
or 11-0 or
blowout.
something?
Yeah, 10-0. And the
Baffert was
noise,
firing.
the noise at Citizen Bank Park. Like I don't know if you saw the snippets where they had the sound meters there, and I think when Bryce Harper hit his home run, it was like 111 decibels or something. And they compared that to standing next to someone using a chainsaw, and you've got no hearing protection on. That's how loud it was. So the
Wow.
place was going off, and
Yeah.
I think the Phillies team remind me of the 2004 Red Sox. It's like they're unshaven, long hair. They look like a beer league team, but they're just running hot and just cutting down teams.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be good to see him through and taking on the winner of Texas and Houston. I'm still not sure. I know Texas come out firing those first 2 games, but Houston knows how to get it done. Um, yeah.
You can't count them out. They're a veteran team with 1 or 2 younger players in there, and their starting pitching's been there, done that.
Yeah.
When you think you've got Verlander at top, who's been there, Javier today. Mate, yesterday was a bit off, but he's been pitching pretty well.
Valdez.
Valdez, yeah. So both teams have got good pitching. Just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
think it'll
think
be a tight series.
Texas sort of took advantage of that yesterday. I think it was a Valdez error in the first, and then they just went hit, hit, hit. And it was
Yeah,
just their bats were too hot. And then, yeah, obviously today, I think they were, yeah, or none from 30 at bats, from yesterday's game coming through to the 5th inning. And then the 5th inning, they fired up again and then, scored their 2 runs and then made that catch, robbed the home run, which
yeah.
I thought, you know, if there was any going to be of a momentum switch, that was it. The crowd sort of went from quiet to that loud roar. So,
And how's the camera angle from like the upper deck or the roof or something that just tracked it off the bat and then sort of Tavares leaning over the fence to steal it back?
yeah.
Um, awesome to see.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was a really good catch. And, yeah, not wrong about those angles. So, who we got tomorrow, mate? The National League Championship Game 3, Suarez is for Phillies. I'm not sure who Arizona have got, actually. I can't see that anywhere here, but Quiddy and Heaney go head to head tomorrow. That'll be a pretty good matchup as well. Heaney's been pretty hot, so see what happens there. A few good games tomorrow, and mate, what's your predictions? Let's talk about who you think's going to get through.
Houston, I think they'll come back. I'm going to say 7. I think it might go 7, and then Phillies in 5.
Yep.
And replay of last year's World Series. I think Phillies.
Yep.
In 6, but that'll be tight as well, I reckon.
What
are you going?
I'm not liking what I'm about to say, but I think Texas will go lights out for the rest of it, mate. And
Oof.
I think
you make one person happy.
Yeah. Tex, he would be happy if they get through. That's for sure. I think Texas are not going to lose a game, mate, and then go through and knock the Phillies out is what I'm thinking. But
yep,
I really hope that that doesn't come into play. But I'll see what happens. Anyway, plenty of baseball on and plenty to talk about. That's for sure with what's going on in the postseason. But
yeah,
let's talk a bit of cricket, mate. I haven't caught too much of the cricket, and I know you've got a little bit to tell me.
Yeah, the WBBL starts tonight. So we've got the Stars versus the Sixers. So the Sixers have just lost their first wicket, so it's good to see the WBBL back on. Men's World Cup, we've struggled for our first few. With losses to India and then South Africa. We did pick up a win the other day, which was good, but we need to be more consistent. The batting hasn't been good enough, and the bowling has been very hot and cold. There's even talk about dropping Cummins, the captain, just because he hasn't been bowling well. So we'll just hopefully we play Pakistan next game, which they're all a must-win from now. So hopefully we get through from there. But there's been some upsets. England losing to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
South Africa losing to the Netherlands, which is great to see. It's so good to see that happening. But the sneaky team is New Zealand. They've been playing well. They demoralised. Can't remember who they played yesterday, but they won Afghanistan. I think it might have been. They won easily, so they're doing well. So over in the subcontinent, you can never count out the home team.
No.
But so it's interesting few weeks coming up.
You know what gets me about this World Cup is that the West Indies didn't even qualify.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's real, what grew up sort of watching the West Indies absolutely dominating and love watching them play, and they're just rubbish.
Yeah, I think a bit of internal politics. Kids just more options these days. They're going into basketball and other things. They're just not putting it back into the grassroots level of cricket to really promote it and push the game, which is a shame because, growing up through the 80s, Windies, they were the team.
They were.
Even the 90s when you still had Lara playing well, Richie Richardson and Curtly Ambrose and all those still going around. But nowadays, you'd be lucky to mention 2 or 3 players in their team.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It is, mate. So Aussies, who have they got coming up? I've only watched highlights, mate, so I couldn't even tell you who they got coming up.
Yeah, so I think we've got Pakistan. Oh, God, I don't even know myself. I know we've got 3 more games. So Pakistan, I should look it up. Couple of tough games in there, but it'll really show sort of who we are, where we're at. So
Yeah.
India's doing it pretty easily against Bangladesh at the moment. So, but yeah, so I think we play. When do we play? We play Pakistan tomorrow night.
Okay.
So then after that, I'm not sure. I really
Yeah.
should look this crap up, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Oh, it'll be good to see. I guess the pointy end of the World Cup. It's always good to watch the top level cricket, and yeah, especially on where it's at. There's no pitch the same, really, is there over there, and they're always doing different things. So, yeah, see what
And it's
happens.
good to see the women's Big Bash back on. All the stars are here. So like Meg Lanning's back. She scored 50 tonight and just made it look effortless. She's such a good player. Ash Gardner and Healy in there for the Sixers. So it's setting up to be a good competition as well.
That'll be good. Do you guys get down, as a family, get down to any of the 2020 matches or anything like that, Dover?
We try to, but as I say, we've one daughter playing Friday night, both daughters playing Saturday, us playing Saturday. It's difficult. I think we watch nearly every game on TV, but yeah, we are going to try and get down to a North Sydney Oval for a Sixers game.
Yeah, that'll be good value.
It's a great atmosphere
venue
down
to
there.
watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the right size.
And it's pretty close to you as well.
Yeah,
not too far
just
at
down
all.
the M1.
So,
Parking's pretty good, so not a bad spot.
All right, mate. Let's move on with a bit of NFL this week. A few upsets this week.
There was.
A few teams sort of, some pretty disappointing results actually for a few teams. But anyway, the Chiefs are now 5-1. They beat the Broncos 19-8.
They did it pretty easy. I watched some of that game, so I loved Kelsey with the rugby pass. Andy Reid, he didn't even tell Andy Reid about it. He's been pushing Andy Reid for ages to do the old hook and ladder, and never bothered telling him, and he just went out and did it. So, but they were comfortable. They were never troubled by the Broncos. So
yeah, I tell you, they're 5-1, but they still have not impressed me yet so far this year. So
no.
We'll see what happens when they come up against a quality team, I guess. Randall's Ravens 24 defeated the Titans 6. So the Ravens are 4-2. The Commanders, mate, they're 3-3, 24-16 over the Falcons. Did you watch any Commanders?
No, I haven't caught any of their games. They're back to being their 500 team where they'll pick up wins here and there, but lose games they probably should win.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that a lot last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Vikings beat the Bears 19-13. The Bengals 17-13 over the Seahawks. Both of those teams have been pretty average so far. So
yeah, Seahawks have been doing enough to win, but just disappointing game when you think 17-13. It's a nothing game, really, is it?
Yeah, very average. This one, mate, this is one of those shock ones for this week. The Browns beat the 49ers 19-17, so the 49ers are now 5-1. I didn't see a great deal, only the highlights, mate, but yeah, pretty rough.
That is. And when I heard that, I'm like, say what? They lost to the Browns?
Yeah.
So, might be the kick in the pants they need.
Yeah. See what happens, see what they come out and do next week. The Saints got done by the Texans 20-13. The Jags beat the Colts 37-20. The Panthers got absolutely smashed 42-21 by the Dolphins. 5-1 are the Dolphins. They're going through all right. Tua was pretty good again here.
Yeah, scoring
And
some points.
yeah, did you catch? I don't know if I sent you the his Instagram thing. I think it was last night. I was on night shift, and the media were giving him heaps about something post game, and he said, "Oh, he talked about one of his plays, and he said, I'll give you one of my plays,' and he, read off left high fox, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yep.
He goes, "Do you get any of that?" And then the media was just like, "Nah, false start, blah blah blah." Pretty good value. He was pretty funny in the interview where I guess they were just trying to put crap on him and he just gave it back, which was pretty cool. The Raiders 21-17 over Patriots. The Raiders are 3-3. Patriots are 1-5.
Yeah.
The Lions 20-6 over the Buccaneers. Now the Lions are coming through pretty well this year. Lots of young players, mate.
Mm. Yeah, we said that from the first game. We watched some of the first game, and even the commentators were saying if these rookies, because they won the first game, they said if these rookies can develop and play well, they're a chance. And well, haven't they taken it and run with it, being 5-1?
Absolutely. Yeah, so it'd be good to see them go through, I guess, to the next stages of playoffs and things like that.
Mm.
But long way to go yet. The Rams 26 over the Cardinals 9. The Jets beat the Eagles 20-14. So the Eagles are now 5-1. The Jets are 3-3. This
Who
was
needs
a
Aaron
big
Rodgers?
upset. Yeah,
Well, that's
absolutely.
it. I was stirring a mate who's a big Eagles fan in our cricket team, and we were saying that like the Eagles, yeah, they were 5-0, but they've been atrocious in the red zone. Um,
Yeah,
so they haven't been sort of getting in. They're getting field goals and winning, but I think it was Jason Kelsey even came out and said, "Yeah, we're gonna pick our game up a bit because they have been atrocious in that red zone, and that's where you need to convert 3 into 6."
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we'll see what happens from here, mate. 5-1.
Mm,
There's a few teams that are 5-1 now, so um, puts them at the pointy end. The Bills did enough to get it done, 14-9 over the Giants. The Giants are putrid; they're 1-5. The
oh,
Bills have not done anything to impress me either this year, so they can
I watched
still.
a little bit of that game just before half time, and the Giants, they were down near the Bills' end, and their timeout management was atrocious. That they literally they ran out of time and did
Yeah,
not even get a chance for a field goal, which would have put them that little bit further in front. And you could see the Bills lift from that. Like Bills weren't that great either, did enough to win, but it is just the Giants, and yeah, Giants are a mess.
they are a mess. They are a mess. The Cowgirls got up over the Chargers 20-17, and that
Bit of
was it
argy
for this week.
bargy before the game.
Yeah, I've seen that on ESPN. So that's another week of NFL done and dusted, mate. Be good to see those younger teams coming through the Lions and such. It'd be great to see them make the playoffs and
Oh,
have a bit of a run at
definitely.
it. But yeah, but time will tell. What are we? Not even halfway through the season, so
No.
it'd be,
And
I guess,
it's scary to think that you've got the Eagles 5-1. Who was like the Chiefs? They're
yeah,
5-1. Who haven't really hit their stride yet, and they're
yeah,
still 5-1. So that's a worrying sign for other teams. Is that they're where they are and still haven't been playing great football.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's the same as the Bills. They're just getting it done. They're 4-2 though, but yeah, see what happens. Some of the stats, mate. Tua passing yards 1876. Kirk Cousins 1679. So he's been on a bit of a tear himself. Stafford, Stroud, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Sam Howell, Trevor Lawrence. So there's
Tua.
plenty.
Yeah, well, as I say, look, that offense for the Dolphins, that's what's carrying them.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's have a look at rushing yards. McCaffrey up at the top, Zach Moss. Let's have a look down here. There's a name that I'm looking for that's nowhere to be seen. Anyway, that's because Tua's scoring throwing all the touchdowns. Jamar Chase receiving 50 receptions of 556 yards. Let's go to, where are we? Interceptions. A quick look here. Yeah, no one's standing out there. It's been a few, but
Yeah.
Anyway, be good to get the NFL on again this week, and I've been watching a bit on my night shifts, Davo, with that Dofu Sportive app.
Yep.
So get a few games in each week, which is pretty cool. And usually I only get whatever ESPN had on or Seven Mate. So it's good to get some of the games that you don't usually see on. It's usually those bigger name teams that go on the ESPN and that. So, But yes. All right, mate. Bathurst, we didn't get to talk about Bathurst the other week, but it's gone. Man, Gisbergen shredded all his tyres at the bottom of the mountain after his victory. That was a pretty uneventful race, really. There wasn't too much to report on there. But
No, there wasn't. Like, I was out for a lot of the day, but there wasn't many pile-ups and all that. So still great to watch, but yeah, quite uneventful for Bathurst.
Yeah. Yeah, no one running out of fuel or anything like that close, and how it usually ends up. But yeah, what else has been happening in sport, mate? Anything else to talk about? I know local baseball.
You mentioned the V8s are not going to be at Newcastle this year.
Shattered. Oh, we had such a good weekend last weekend there. Randall come to a couple of days, and my brother and my sister went with my sister as well, and it's just a great atmosphere, and
yeah,
really annoyed, I guess, with how it's ended. So
a few upset locals. Of course, they've got their nose out of joint for a week or two while things are going on.
It did upset, I guess, the city for a couple of months. So a month either side sort of thing. But it's what it pumped into the city as well. So, however many people. I know my cousin he's got an apartment in there that overlooks the track, and he doesn't like it. So he Airbnb'd his house or his unit out and went to Japan. So he went skiing for a week and paid for it with someone taking over his house or his sort of apartment for the week. So
why not?
I don't know. There's ways around it if you don't want to be in there. And
the Gold Coast make it work.
Yeah,
it's a street race. Same with Adelaide.
Yeah,
Melbourne
I'd love
Park
to get up
for the V8s.
Yeah. Hey, another one while we're talking about motorsport is Sydney Motorsport Park. There, the Speedway.
The Speedway closing.
So there's 100 mil. 100 mil they spent on it, so it was supposed to be a 40 mil thing, and the drainage is shit. They can't, pack down the track, and from all reports, mate, I watched a video and I think I posted on the Sports Rewind page. They didn't even have air connections in the pits, and they didn't have power to the pits, so people are on generators, and so mate, the museum is a good one for the kids, but we get in there a fair bit. But it is a bummer to see those the V8 Masters, mate. I loved watching them roar around, and Yeah, shattered, absolutely shattered. But anyway,
It'd be
I
interesting
like
to
it.
see what revenue it did bring in for Newcastle.
Yeah, would have been good
And
to.
yeah, like I know they were thinking of Newcastle got it after what they were initially thinking for Gosford. I remember seeing the designs Mark Scaife had built for Gosford, but the worst part is where they wanted to go was just the main thoroughfare, and just you couldn't lock that down for the time they wanted it for the trucks to get in and around the Central Coast.
Yeah,
The infrastructure is just not there. So,
yeah,
um, but for Newcastle, it looked like it was right. It's just locals that were sort of put out a bit.
yeah, yeah. I know some of the businesses did struggle in there. I know one of our friends does have a business in there, but you know what? They did the same thing as the race week. They closed up race week and went on a holiday. You
Yeah,
know, it's anyway. It's not going to be there, and might have to venture down to Sydney Motorsport Park for the night series. That looked pretty good value this year, and might have to do that instead. Do something like that. But I feel for the drivers, the local drivers as well. I watched a bit on NBN News tonight. A few of the local drivers were pretty disappointed, and obviously we had Charlotte pointing on
yeah.
earlier this year, and she loved racing at Newcastle with the home crowd. And uh, anyway, is what it is. It's gone, and who knows what we'll see in Newcastle next. We'll probably have some sort of parade through the town for
Well, at
not
least you
much
still have
else.
Surfest.
Yeah, Surfest is good. I don't think they're going to shut that one down. Uh, Nothing really closes for that. So,
No,
uh,
no. So
yeah,
just trying to think what else is going on in sports. I think it's pretty quiet. Like NRL, yeah, I know NRL have their sort of internationals going on at the moment. So Australia playing like Samoa and PNG and all that. So there's still a little bit of footy there for the footy fans. But
yeah.
Randall probably know more about that than me. I've sort of grand finals over, flick the switch. We're on the cricket.
Hey, the A League is it up and running again now?
The
I know
the
the
women's
women's is on,
women's
isn't it?
yeah, women's A League is up and running, and the
Yeah.
men's start in another month, I think. So
Okay.
it's good. The women's A League is growing. The Mariners have got a team in this year, so promised the daughter I'd take her to a game of that. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of crowds they get. So
Yep.
hopefully it'll be a good spectacle.
Yes, and I know the basketball, the NBL's back.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think they're up
Pippen's
to
been out here in Australia.
yeah, I think they're up to round 4 at the moment, I believe. I should have pulled this up and got a bit more info. I know Melbourne and Sydney are on top. I think they're both 4-1. Couldn't tell you anything other than that, but
Yeah, I saw it on the other night. I flicked through it, watched a couple of minutes of it, but not a great deal of it. But yeah, did see it's back up and going.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure our sort of local sort of teams. The Sydney's right up there, and I know Illawarra's right down. I think they've may have won one game and lost 3 or 4. So, but anyway,
Not the same without the old King Dome that was the Sydney Entertainment Centre.
oh, I loved it. I only
I
went
loved
to
it.
I think I went to 2 or 3 games there, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, just
So,
where it was located, or anything at the entertainment centre was so good. You just catch Trainer Central, walk down, or light rail, and yeah, just great spot for it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, mate, we might leave it there for tonight and
Yeah,
go and watch a bit of the cricket and chill out for the rest of the night. Thanks for those that are tuned in live. For those that are watching on the replay, make sure you let us know in the comments
so
who you
it's all
think's going to
Randall's
win.
fault that we drag out as long as we do.
Yeah, it must be, mate, because we can get it done under an hour. See?
Yeah,
bloody
Well, he's
Randall.
off having his nails done, so
Yeah. I think he's getting his nails painted green and gold for the 75th anniversary. So, for the Tigers members, sort of doing all the bits and pieces of the growl and all the presentation stuff. Good on yous. We appreciate it and look forward to seeing the award winners over the next weekend. And we'll catch up with all of those. All right, mate. Enjoy the cricket and good luck on the weekend to you and the family, mate. And give my girls a bit of a shout out. We're going down to Nationals.
yeah, good luck
this
to them.
weekend for cheer and dance. So I think they're in 5. So see what they can do.
That's right. You'll have to give a full report next week how they go.
Yes, I'll be settling into the Rudy Hill RSL tomorrow night, mate. So they're at Blackdown, so it was a perfect opportunity for the Rudy Hill RSL.
Shame the Blue Sox aren't on.
Would have been good. Would have been good to get a game.
Yeah.
And, anyway, I know they've got another. So they do 2 nationals. So I guess it's like playing in the NRL and playing in the Super League. There's sort of 2 separate, what do they call them, like divisions
Leagues.
or leagues? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one we're going to Melbourne late in November, and the bloody Aces games are either side of their weekend.
Tell them to sort their shit out, will you?
Yeah. Well, last year I got to see the Brisbane Bandits game, so I was sort of trying to get the Melbourne Aces game. I haven't been to Melbourne's home ground, so all right, mate. Thanks for joining us, and take care and have a good week. Catch you later.
Catch us later.
Bye.